Hey, everybody. We are at the Global Party 2017, and this is Healing from the Inside Out. And I am here with Flora Rudolph, and Flora's over there with the trees in Oregon, USA. And she's going to share with us about connecting, opening, and transformation with the trees. And this is something that all of us can do because trees are all around us. So, Flora.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did this all begin, where you discovered that the trees are more than just a tree? Like most of us just see them, but never really pay attention to them.
Yeah, they were certainly just trees to me. I had no interest really in them at all. They were just there, nice things. But I was always a get to the water person when I needed to think or figure things out. And then it was the summer of 2007, and I had a just really urgent need to be in the mountains and the trees for the first time in my life. So I started hiking. I found the Columbia Gorge, which is a stunning place up here, and I found all these waterfall hikes. And I went there several times a week and hiked until I dropped, and I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. And I would go back into these waterfalls, and I would basically receive poems and guidance and all this yummy stuff. But I was still just bounding down the trail past the trees. I wasn't stopping.
Right.
And then one day, I just stopped in my tracks, and I turned to this big fir, and I said, wait a minute, you've been here a really long time. Maybe you know something. And it was like unbelievable. It was being, I don't know, I keep wanting to say being hit over the head, but that's not a very good thing to say. But it was so immediate and so transforming. The energy was just pure, happy, vibrant presence. No ego, of course, in a tree. And it's just this profound aliveness. And I felt all of that coming from the tree because I was open to it. And then I also knew it was exactly what I am. Same thing.
Same energy, that you are a tree.
We all have the same life force. We all have the same conscious little pieces of energy, you know?
Right.
Everything does. And I was hooked. And I had to know more, and I had to be with the trees more. And I could barely come back to Portland to do my work before I could race back to the trees. And this went on all summer. And then 2 months later, I was hit by a truck and got a traumatic brain injury. Again,
So at the moment,
thing I never expected to see in the world, where I was dismembered. If you're going on a shamanic journey, I lost basically everything that I had put together in my life and what I thought was truly me. You know, even my abilities to tune in and meditate and receive guidance. I couldn't hold that state. I couldn't paint. I couldn't use my brain. And this went on in varying degrees for 8 years. But during that time, what sustained me and what grew in my heart and in my energy was my connection with trees.
So the trees actually supported you, cared for you, right? And kept you believing that there could be more.
Yes. I would go drag myself up or take a taxi up and get to the trees one way or another and just collapse there and sleep up on the roots and just lie there. And sometimes I would just pass out because that's what my brain was doing, you know, for 45 minutes. But I felt safe and held and loved. And at the same time that I was becoming this incredible outsider to the rest of my life and to society, this whole new world was opening for me. And I kept asking it's odd because I realized I kept asking for the opening. I know that life always gives you an opening after something, it takes something. So I kept asking for the opening, asking. I didn't even realize I had the opening all along. It is the opening. There's no way to express tree energy without experiencing it. I mean, it's just, I can say it in the most glowing terms. It's just, it holds you. It soothes you. It nurtures and laughs and plays with you. And it's profound wisdom. It's whatever your spirit needs at the time. And it's not like they're here for us. We're all here for each other. We're all here, right? Same thing. And I started investigating recently the ancient stories about trees and connections with trees in different cultures.
Mhm.
And I just have touched the surface of that, that every culture has had a sacred tree, a sacred grove of trees, a sanctuary where they go. And these trees are revered, you know. The most profound example that we're aware of is, Buddha, when he told people to go to the forest. And then he sat himself down under a tree until he became enlightened. And the tree energy was what he was working with, you know? That was what was his anchor out of his head, out of his mind stream, to become a being instead of a mind. And what I found is that the more that I am doing this, the more I meet people as being and not as surface and not from my head. And it's just so enticing. I mean, to have more and more and more of that, because that's where the feel-good place is, right? That's where you truly connect. Right now, I'm in the grove of hornbeams. These are my Bodhi trees. I never knew a hornbeam until about a year ago, I was really needing to heal. And I was just like, okay, it's time, got to get to this healing. And I stumbled into this grove out of nowhere, walking along the path, and it was riveting, the peace that I felt and the strong energy currents. And it's a grove. I think they like to be in a grove in community, the hornbeams, as most trees do, but I think that they really do. And they're also playful and mischievous. I would come, then my glasses would be gone, then my glasses would return, my glass case, my pen, that kind of thing, just to keep it light, you know? But I'm here today, and it's, again, I can hardly leave. I got my back leaning solidly against this tree. I just can't pry away, really. I don't want to.
Right. Well, that was what I was going to say is, do you want to pry away?
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so healing. It's like, that you're of the earth. You're the earth. You are it. And it's just the best feeling. There's nothing like it.
So which is your favorite tree?
My favorite, the trees that have called me the most are the hornbeams, which definitely feel like home to me. And I just feel like I'm in my place when I'm in this hornbeam grove. There's also a Chinese white pine that is just loaded with grounded wisdom. It provokes really wonderful, wise decisions in me when I go to that tree, and wise connection. There's so many. I mean, if you want to, the best trees for like getting rid of or transmuting grief and sadness that I have found is a weeping beech. And it just takes it away. A weeping beech tree.
A weeping beech tree. I know there's weeping willows. There's weeping trees, but I didn't know that actually a beech tree came as a weeping.
It does. They're amazing. They're beautiful. I haven't tried it with just a straight up beech tree. It probably works as well for the grief and sadness relief. But it does take it away. It does just transmute it. And you just have this feeling like, I can get on with it now, I think every tree has some healing component to it, because just in that energy field of being. Magnolias certainly have a healing component. In fact, they're used a lot medicinally for healing. But they also have this tremendous beauty that you can't, that's just there for you. And that beauty is part of the transformation into healing with them. It goes on and on. Cedars are transcendental. They're deeply doing the work of spiritual transformation.
So
Whereas, go ahead, firs are deeply doing the root of hard work of keeping this planet together physically. They're a very physical, hardworking kind of tree, you know? It's very different.
So have you thought of a way that you could give the trees something? Or are you just feeling that they're the cruise ship, like they're abundant enough as it is?
The trees, they don't really need anything from me. I mean, they do, I think they do enjoy the contact,
Mhm.
you know, because they interact that way with their energies. I don't feel like I'm taking, I feel like we have a relationship. You know, it's not like they're not here to serve me. I just kind of stumbled into this wonderful thing. And these are the results that I'm getting, but I don't feel that there's a taking or, you know, it doesn't feel like that at all.
And what is the most profound thing one of the trees have shared with you?
Um, so many. Just the discovery. The discovery is profound in itself. The discovery that this life is everywhere and abundant, and they have been here forever, and they will continue probably long after we're gone. And they have led me to other forms of healing. They probably led me to you.
Mhm.
So you might find that you go to the trees for healing of some sort, and then later you want to change your diet or you want to sign up with Jacqueline or whatever. It's all part of the process. They help just cleanse your energy. That's just what they do. It's not like I'm coming here and begging them to change my energy. It's just what they do because their being is that. They don't have egos, so they just do that.
So,
And they transform lower densities, and you get out of your own head and your own ego, and the separation melts away and all the aggression and judgment and all this.
so going with the intention of releasing things
Yes.
is probably a very good avenue for a bunch of people to come together to say, we're going to go release all this and we're going to connect with the trees together with an open heart.
Great.
Right? In
Yeah,
that
great.
you can do a guided tour like that to help them do like a nature walk through the trees, a little meditation. Is that one of your programs?
Yeah, and I'm doing it both locally and online retreats.
Mm-hmm.
Starting the course, it's called Tree Initiation because that's how I got it. You know, I was told I was being initiated by the trees, and so that's how I'm delivering it. So just these layers of how to meet trees and how to go deeper with them, so that you have this in your own life forever, and it's like just a profound connection with source continually. It's like instead of, you know, there's like you can talk about, you know, heavenly things, right? Connecting with the earth, you know, which is for me, it's like me. It's who I am. I am of the earth. This is what I'm part of, you know? And all of the source and all of it is all part of together, right?
Mm-hmm.
All big sending and receiving organisms, but the earth is just so alive for me.
So are we allowed to, because like I feel drawn every time I go into the forest in a sense to hug a tree, but yet I've been also told by other spiritual people that I am dishonoring them because before I step foot in the forest, I should declare my intention and then, you know, suggest or ask, you know, I'm going to be walking through your forest or walking through here for the next 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Love to hear from you afterwards. So is that something that,
You know,
the trees
the
can
way,
help?
okay, go ahead. I don't feel that.
Okay.
It's like that. I don't feel that I'm disrespecting a tree in any possible way. I feel like I'm loving a tree. And if the tree is calling to me, like if it's catching my attention and calling to me, I feel like it's already invited me in, you know? And
Right.
I will say I would like to know you. I'd like to, you know, it's my intent to, I'll say this mentally to the tree,
Right.
to you, you know? Um,
Does it respond back with a, I like to know you too, Flora?
It responds back. The first thing I typically experience is that the scent of the tree gets much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yes, here I am. Here's my scent. Here I am. Here's my energy. And then whatever's going on, with me, it responds in larger and smaller levels, you know. Sometimes it's like just wafts of energy coming over me.
Right.
And sometimes it's more of a meet and greet, but a nice one, you know? Yeah.
So
I just feel direct.
sorry, you just feel what? You've frozen.
You know? Am I frozen?
You're not, you're frozen at the moment on your face, and I could hear you there just for a second.
You're frozen.
I'm frozen now too. We're all frozen. The Zoom connection has frozen. Let's see.
Okay.
This is beyond me and my comprehension of computers.
There, you're not frozen now.
I'm not frozen now, but you are.
Am I?
You
Okay.
are still frozen. You're the one that's really sharing about your. Okay, that's not you, but I can't see the face. There you go. Now it's you. There you go. It was just the sunshine.
Moving.
You're back, Flora. You're back. Okay.
Okay.
So, what do you think about these trees that get plaques put on them saying, you know, so and so was here? Is that healthy for the tree or not?
So here's the Arboretum, where they put plaques, labels of names on a lot of the trees. Okay, routinely. So it's sort of, I assume that's okay if these arborists are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it feels kind of like an invasion to me. But I assume that in the scope of things, it's okay. I know that if you can't take bark off a tree without severely harming it.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's okay. You have to realize I am just such a beginner on trees. Unlike all the arboretum, if you were an arborist or a botanist and things like that, that's not me.
Right.
I can easily get trees mixed up, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going for who they are as an energy.
Okay. So I'm just thinking, okay.
Am I frozen?
No, you're good. You're here. So ideally, you're in
Yes.
charge of the entire planet. Okay. How do you want to see trees treated moving forward?
Well, trees are great spiritual, alive beings. They're ancient beings that we have the pleasure of having in our company. And I pretty much go for the tree sanctuary, the tree rituals in the forest, the tree caring and loving for your tree and respecting the tree, you know?
Yep.
In some cultures take it a little too far for my taste. Like in India, I understand they have marriage festivals between trees and they spend a ton of money to make this festival good. You know, that just doesn't work for me. But yeah, I mean, we are blessed to have them. They clean up our air and they clean up our energy fields. And what else, you know? We are so young on the planet. We don't even know what's going on here at so many levels.
Right. Exactly. So it's interesting that they're comfortable with their awareness level. I'm looking out both my windows now as you've been talking about the trees out there and going, well, should I just finish off? I have a few or should I just go out and embrace those trees because they look like they might need a friend.
Right, exactly. And just feel that, and you stay for a while, because often I know when I'm feeling busy or my head is full of stuff, I just kind of go too quickly, and then you just need to stay for a while, like 10, 15 minutes with the tree, for it to connect, really.
Right.
There's no hurry, all right?
Can you just maybe take a little bit of a walk around one of them or two, just so we can see how they really are so wonderfully connected versus the isolated shots that we have back in the Toronto area?
Okay, so tell me if you're getting this, because I'm vertical. I don't know if that's working.
Yep, it's working.
Okay, so these are the hornbeams. This is the hornbeam grove. They're really dense. They have dense trunks, like really condensed. They're just like this powerhouse. But what they emit is peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
So what would you do if there weren't any trees in the world?
Who knows? I mean, right? Because you may not have ever known trees, so I don't know what would be with that. But if I had now known trees and there were no trees, I don't know what I'd do. Man, that would just be the saddest thing, because it's such a direct way to access your awareness, to be awake spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
to receive healing, to receive guidance, to connect like with a friend, and to connect with energy source, other species, get that going in yourself. It's different than any connection that I've ever known with a person or a pet, It's quite wonderful.
So, what's the one thing right now that everybody could do with their tree besides I always think about hugging them?
Go hug them, go hang out with them, put your palms flat on the tree. You want to get all your chakras on the tree as much as you can. So plant your palms on the tree, snuggle up close to it, put your belly, your whole chest on the tree, and get your feet really firm on the ground, and just express your intent to meet the tree. You know that it's called to you, and you're here for it, and and just be there. Just be there. Let the energy shift in you. You need to meet the energy of the tree. The tree isn't meeting your energy. You are meeting the energy in the tree, and when you sync with that, it's almost like I've experienced so much often, it's like your nervous system gets in sync with the tree.
Well,
and sometimes it's a little weird, sometimes it feels a little weird. There's like with the ginkgo tree, their energies are they have been here for so long on this planet, and their energies are so constant. I mean, it's constant, that it's kind of freaky to me sometimes, because I am not constant energy. I'm,
right.
But it's a wonderful experience, and it's also one of the profoundly known spiritual trees in the world for that reason, I assume. But it's just you entrain to your body entrains to that energy field, and that's where the awakening comes. They are that cool.
That's very good. And I'm really glad that your phone has lasted this long.
Yeah.
Now, where can people find you?
They can find me at florarudolph.com.
And
they can get more information. And I'm starting this tree. I'm walking out here to this wide open area of more trees. Mm-hmm. I'm starting this tree initiation retreats, 5 of them, on July 11th. And it's something you can do on your own or with a group that you can gather. And I think it'll make a great change in your life. It'll be a wonderful sanctuary, solitude, meditation for you. Just a wonderful experience to add to your life.
Well, it's like you don't have to when you trust yourself, it's not like you have to go, I don't know what I was going to say about putting, what came to my mind was like, it's gone. Wow, this is the second time this happened now. It's like, being in the trees is a gift, that's for sure. And it's really great that you had those experiences when you were younger, so that you could, you know, in a sense, I heard someone say is, you know, our mess is really our message. So we take what's happened to us and we turn this into a message. And, you know, it is that, hey, Annie, that was great. How'd you do that? I don't know. She was just coming in near the end. Do you have any questions? There we go. No. Well, then again, we might be doing Zoom here for Annie then, at the same token. So, because she plays the didgeridoo and it comes through really well in Zoom, and she wasn't sure about the about here. So I really want to thank you for being here, Flora, before your phone goes. It is really great, and I look forward to people finding you online and doing your programs and really connecting, opening, and transforming with the trees.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, thank you.
You were great.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.